In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the principle of automation. This is the third principle of new media covered in Chapter 1 beginning on page 28. The principle of automation states that the computer can be programmed to serve as an agent of content design and production. Low-level creative tasks can be carried out through automated machine processes and pre-programmed batch sequences. This feature can save time and often requires little expertise on the part of the user. The term batch processing means the execution of a series of sequential actions performed by a digital device or software application. The example of this that I give you in Chapter 1 is in Figure 121 on page 30. In this example, I have a collection of 5 digital photographs that I want to incorporate into an online photo gallery. Before creating the gallery, I need to put the images in order, and I need to rename them so that from the first picture to the last picture, the file names appear in sequential alphanumeric order. This will be how the online photo gallery script that I'm going to use is going to know the order of the images in the gallery by file name. And I'm going to use an automated batch process in Adobe Bridge to accomplish the renaming of these files. Once the files are renamed, I'm going to use another automated feature, a product called SimpleViewer, which is a plugin for CS5. SimpleViewer extends the capabilities of Photoshop to allow me to create very professional looking online photo galleries from a collection of images that I've named and have put into a content folder. The image of the horse grazing on the right shows the final product of an online photo gallery created by one of my students. So now let's go ahead and go into Adobe Bridge to begin the file naming process. Adobe Bridge is a file management tool that allows me to keep images on my hard drive in order, and I can also use it to rearrange and rename files and do all sorts of other things with content that is on my hard drive. In this particular case, I have a collection of 10 images. I want to rename each of the images so that they appear in an alphanumeric sequential order, and I want to use the lightbox here in Adobe Bridge to reorder the photos, and I'll begin with that. So I'm going to pick up this image of the little girl on the winding sort of cobblestone road, and I'm going to make that my very first image. The second image will be this image of a cyclist going through a puddle. This one will use the silhouette of the person standing on the cliff. We'll put the railroad tracks in position number 4. We'll leave the silhouette where it is. We'll move the football shot to the 6th position and the house to the 7th position. So I can put these images in any order I want from left to right, top to bottom, and this will be the order that they will appear in the gallery. Now that they're in order though, I need to go ahead and rename them so that the order that I put them in is reflected in their file name. I'm going to choose Select A to select all 10 images in the Adobe Bridge document window. Then I'm going to choose Tools from the File menu and Batch Rename. And I'm presented with several options. The very first option I have is to designate a destination folder. I can rename these 10 images and keep them in the same folder, which is what I would like to do. I could also rename them and at the same time move the images from their current folder location to a new folder that I would designate. The third option is I can copy all of the images after renaming them to another folder and make a replicate set. This would be handy if I was working with original image content that I didn't want to accidentally overwrite. And then down toward the bottom, I have the naming protocols to establish. In this particular case, I'm going to create a 2-tier name. The first part of the name is going to be text-based, and I'm going to use the word image with a hyphen as the prefix. The second part of the name is going to contain a number. And I'm going to type in the number 1 because I want to begin with the number 1 and go all the way to the number 10. And I'm going to use 2 digits just to distinguish between the number 1 and the number 10. If I don't use 2 digits, I'm not going to get a true alphanumeric sorting. I'll zoom back out, and you can look down here on the bottom and see this is what the final version is going to be. It's going to take this current file name, which is rather long and cryptic, and convert it to the new protocol that I've established. I'm going to select the Rename button. And very quickly, Adobe Bridge has renamed the 10 image files to conform to the new alphanumeric naming structure that I created with the Batch Rename tool. And so we can zoom in here and take a look, and you can see image 01, image 02, 03, 04, 05 all the way across, perfectly named and perfectly ordered. And so now we're ready to go ahead and jump over into Photoshop. To execute the SimpleViewer plugin, I'll choose File from the Photoshop menu, scroll down to the Scripts submenu, and look for the SimpleViewer plugin. There it is. And we'll execute the plugin. And just to give you the big picture view, a large property window opens up with a bunch of input fields that SimpleViewer would like me to fill in order to give it the information it needs to build a gallery. The first piece of information it needs is the name of the input folder. This is the folder containing my 10 renumbered and ordered images that will go into the gallery. So I'll select the Browse button, and I'll navigate to my flash drive and to the folder containing my 10 images. There they are, nice and neatly organized, image 01 to image 10. We'll choose OK. And we'll go into the output folder field. The output folder is a folder that doesn't exist yet, but one that's important to SimpleViewer. In building the gallery, SimpleViewer is going to create additional folders and files and subfolders that it needs to store someplace on my physical drive. So this is my chance to tell SimpleViewer where my master project gallery folder is going to be located. So again, I'll choose Browse, and we'll choose the flash drive, and we'll go into the automated photo gallery window. I'm going to zoom out here, and I'm going to choose a new folder, and we'll call it Gallery Project, and we'll choose Create and choose Open. So with that done, those are two critical pieces of information that SimpleViewer needs to perform its tasks. And as we scroll down, we're just going to go with the default settings right now for background color and all of the other things that are in here. But if I had time and wanted to take the time, I would certainly go through these settings and customize them. The one thing I will do is give it a gallery title here. So let's call it Gallery Principle of Automation, since this is really what we're trying to demonstrate here. The last thing I need to do is select the button at the bottom of the Properties window to build a web gallery. My hands are now off of the keyboard and mouse. The computer has pretty much taken over the task of building the gallery with the help of the SimpleViewer script. Automated processes are now in motion, and you can see a lot of activity taking place on screen. And in a matter of seconds, when SimpleViewer is finished, it will open the Safari browser, and it will display the finished photography gallery as it will appear on the web. And here it is. 10 images nicely arranged, and I can advance the images by selecting the thumbnails on the user interface to the left. I can also hover over the image, and little back arrows and forward arrows will appear that allow me to navigate. And again, a very nice looking, very attractive way of presenting a series of 10 images online. There are additional things I could do. I can add captions, I can add some additional customization, but mostly I just wanted to demonstrate to you, again, the power of the principle of automation. There are lots of tools out there that you will find as you venture into the realm of multimedia design that are designed to save you time, that are designed to make your life a little easier. And this is one of the best tools that I've found for just creating a very quick and very nice looking photo gallery that I can post online and be done with it in less than 5 minutes.